Namaste, I'm Prashant Sawant and you are watching the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G's full overview with all its special features and high-end specs. So let's go ahead and straight away check out this box. On top of the box, you will see the S20, which is trying to give an impression of a bezel-less and slightly curved display. That's what we can expect to have on the phone. And below that, you have S20 Ultra 5G logo. Then on the left side of the box, you have Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G name. And on the right side of the box is nothing. On the back side, you have package content and some other information is written about the phone. And overall, it has fairly minimum packaging. And once we open the box, right away we are greeted with the phone. But looking at the bottom of the top here, there is another slim black box. And it contains SIM tray ejection tool, quick start guide, warranty card, regional log guide and some other paperwork and a clear silicone case to protect the phone. Now back to the main box and we will see the actual phone, which comes either in cosmic grey and cosmic black color. These are the only two color options available with Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G. So let's put this aside for a second to see what else we get inside the box. Next, you will see a 25 watts fast charger, but the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G does support 45 watt charging, and that 45 watt super fast charger you would have to buy separately. Then we do have USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable. So you cannot directly connect it to your computer or laptop unless it has USB Type-C port. And both the travel adapter and data cable come in black color. And finally, Samsung's tie-up with AKG, we have got black color braided AKG USB Type-C earphones. Since there is no audio jack because Samsung started removing the audio jack since the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. But these earphones are of good quality and we also get two extra pairs of ear tips of different sizes. Now that you have seen everything in the box, so let's go ahead and check out the phone. Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G got curved 3D Corning Gorilla Glass 6 panels on the front and the back of the phone, which has the same scratch resistance as before, but now it comes with better impact resistance. On the back of the phone, you have got camera module and below that you can see the Samsung company name. But from the back, look-wise, it isn't very exciting and doesn't do much to catch the eye, in contrast to the dazzling ones we saw from Samsung last year. Anyway, the back is pretty plain looking and feels a bit underwhelmed, but it does have a glossy finish. On front screen, you get a pre-applied screen protector, which does seems to be of good quality. It also has a polyester aluminum frame around the phone, which is quite sturdy and premium. Phone's right side, we have volume rocker and below that is a super useful power on-off button or side key as Samsung likes to call it. This is because it can be customized in various ways, but by default it will activate the Bixby. So normally when you single press the side key, it will lock the screen. Secondly, when you double press the side key, it will quickly launch the camera or open Bixby or open any app as to your liking. Thirdly, when you press and hold the side key, you can either wake up the Bixby or you can activate the power off menu. And finally, you can disable the double press option if you don't want to use it, but you cannot disable the press and hold option. And we have nothing on the left side of the phone. At the bottom of the phone, we have primary mic and USB Type-C port and also one of a stereo speaker. This speaker grill and mic at the bottom and earpiece and secondary mic on the top combined makes dual stereo speaker, which delivers a crystal clear sound for a captivating and immersive listening experience. And also at the top of the phone, we have dual hybrid SIM slot. So you can either have dual nano SIM or one nano SIM and another micro SD card, which can handle an additional terabyte of storage, and that's pretty awesome. And finally, it comes as no surprise that we no longer have an audio jack, and that's one thing you might miss. But nowadays, every other flagship phone is removing the headphone jack, so I don't think you can complain about it that much. Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G is one of the thickest flagship phones. It is 8.8mm thicker, 166.9mm taller and 76.0mm wider, and it also feels chunky and heavy in the hand, especially if you have a case on it. So it also weighs 222 grams, but the weight of the phone is very well balanced. Now let's talk about one of the impressive things about the Galaxy S20 Ultra, and that's the display. Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G has a huge 6.9-inch Quad HD Plus Dynamic AMOLED 2x Infinity O display. It has more screen, less frame, minimal bezel, and no notch, just a tiny camera hole, which is actually 30% smaller as compared to Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus's front-facing camera. I think Samsung has once again made the best display on the smartphone I have ever seen, and therefore the screen comes in at a resolution of 1440 by 3200 pixels, good for 511 pixels per inch, and it offers approximately 90% high screen to body ratio, which delivers a truly premium viewing experience, whether you are gaming, watching a movie, or browsing the web. Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G is HDR10 Plus certified. The HDR10 Plus Infinity O display offers a big immersive view with limited on-screen interruptions. It has great viewing angles, it is very sharp, and their vibrant colors are really good. The dynamic AMOLED display on Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G received a certification from VDE Germany for 100% mobile color volume in the DCI P3 color range, which means your images won't be washed out and you will get unbelievably vivid colors regardless of differing levels of brightness. The display can achieve peak brightness of up to 1200 nits, improving the contrast between dark and light aspect of digital content for a more brilliant picture quality, with a 2,000,000:1 contrast ratio to make your mobile experience more immersive. SGS, the world's leading certification company, awarded Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G's display the Eye Care certification based on its ability to drastically reduce the harmful effects of blue light and also helps prevent eye strain and sleep disturbances by reducing blue light at pixel level without sacrificing the color. Moreover, this year's Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G screen is not as curved as Samsung Galaxy S10 series, and instead the back is little bit more curved, and also the aluminum frame around the phone protrudes very nicely and evenly, which makes it more comfortable to hold despite its large size and 222 grams weight. Samsung has done a very good job here. Even though the phone is pretty hefty and thick, but the overall design looks pretty nice and premium. Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G's front screen has much more subtle curve on the sides than on previous Samsung flagships and should make accidental screen activations less of a problem. Furthermore, Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G comes with 120 Hz refresh rate as well as doubling the touch refresh rate to 240 Hz, which is by far the most important headline feature on the phone. Now, this isn't on by default. Out of the box, the phone is set to 1080p 60 Hz refresh rate. To change that, you do have to go into the settings, display, motion smoothness, and switch on the high refresh rate. But there is a catch. As soon as you switch to 120 Hz high refresh rate, the phone will have to change to 1080p resolution. Therefore, you are not going to be getting that Quad HD Plus resolution. So you have to choose between a sharper or smoother experience. I will personally pick 120 Hz every single time, even though the sharpness suffers a little. Although it is hard to notice the difference, the content on Full HD Plus still looks pretty good. This will drain your battery a little bit more, so keep that in mind. Nevertheless, scrolling is going to be super smooth with seamless screen transition and also delivers a fluid viewing experience that makes every tap, swap and button press faster and smoother. I hope that they will allow us to use this phone at 120 Hz at 1440p resolution. Right now, that is disabled. They just don't enable it because they probably think that it would quickly drain the battery. So I do think Samsung should release a software update and put a little disclaimer that if you turn 120 Hz at 1440p resolution, then it will quickly reduce the battery charging, and enable this feature for those who want it. Because if you are paying so much money for this phone, then you should get an option to turn it on. And if that happens, it would be awesome. Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G comes with Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 mobile platform with an Adreno 650 GPU if you purchased it in the US, Canada, South Korea, Japan and China. It has cutting-edge 64-bit octa-core 7nm chipset And globally, you get Samsung's own Exynos 990 with a Mali G77 MP11. Superficially, both of these processors are very similar, but actually there are few major differences. Firstly, Snapdragon 865 is definitely better optimized when it comes to battery life, and it also becomes more important when you have 120Hz high refresh rate and Quad HD Plus resolution display. Secondly, when it comes to gaming, Snapdragon 865 performs better than Exynos 990. However, the Exynos 990 unit was quick to heat up when running games, and we ran into thermal throttling after just a few minutes. Finally, none of the Exynos models support Google Cam APK properly, so the Snapdragon variant once again beat them when it comes to the camera performance. Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G has 16GB of LPDDR5 RAM with 512GB of internal storage, or 12GB of LPDDR5 RAM with 128GB of internal storage to keep your high-resolution videos and photos. You can even expand it via microSD card for up to an additional 1TB of optional storage. So this is pretty amazing because now you are getting up to 1.5TB of storage. Hence, you can store up to 750,000 of your favorite photos or enough space for 500 feature films. Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G has UFS 3.0 technology, so you will get double the read and write speed than UFS 2.1 technology, and making it quicker than ever to install and open apps, download files or transfer data. It simply means that now you can quickly transfer a movie to your phone, or from your phone you can quickly send holiday photos to your laptop. Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G is using a new version of One UI 2.1 user interface on top of Google's Android 10 operating system. It comes with some tiny tweaks over 2.0 version, such as rearrangement of some menus and settings. It is fully customizable and there are lots of excellent features like split screen and floating window multitasking, which is quite advanced. It is the best looking software experience ever, and it is just getting better and better each year. Samsung has done a solid job with One UI. Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G is backed by 5000 mAh battery, and that's good. But when the phone is set to 120Hz high refresh rate, the phone delivers good but not spectacular endurance. Switching the display over to 60Hz and Quad HD Plus resolution, the results are better, but still not what we would expect from the big battery. Nevertheless, the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra's intelligent battery management gives you the power to go on and on, because it adjusts to your mobile habits to save power and go the distance on a single charge. So you can stream, game, chat and text for hours before having to recharge. Moreover, Samsung's 45-watt super fast charger will charge close to 73% of 5000 mAh battery in about 30 minutes, and it will be able to fully charge in just less than an hour. Samsung's 25-watt super fast charger will charge up close to 62% of 5000 mAh battery in about 30 minutes, and it will be able to fully charge in just over an hour, which is also pretty good. And about that, it also comes in the box. Whereas a 45-watt super fast charger will cost $50 extra. Samsung's 15-watt wireless charging stand will charge 100% of 5000 mAh battery in 1 hour and 45 minutes. It might be the most convenient to use, but it is also the slowest and most expensive, and it costs $80, and it also needs to be brought separately. Finally, Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G can reverse wireless charge other devices at 9 watts. Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G's up at the top is a punch hole cutout for the front-facing camera. It has a 40 megapixel sensor and f2.2 aperture with an 80 degrees field of view, and each pixel has a size of 0.7 microns. It has face detection autofocus, and it can record 4K video at 60 frames per second. You can even seamlessly switch between the front and back cameras while recording in 4K or Ultra HD. And this camera gets electronic image stabilization. The front-facing selfie camera is of superb quality. Selfie comes out extremely crisp and vivid, and also catches every detail, and by far is one of the best selfie cameras currently in the market. Now let's go ahead and flip this phone over and take a look at this quad rear facing camera setup. And before we talk about the rear camera, as an admirer of tech, I'm glad when companies like Samsung is pushing things at the bleeding edge forward. And for that spirit, I do like the S20 Ultra a lot. And also, it is the most advanced setup we have seen from Samsung. Not only it has one of the biggest rectangular camera modules towards the left hand side, but it also has quite a bit of camera bump on the smartphone. And it can be flattened out if you use a case. First, the ultra wide angle camera is a 12 megapixel sensor and f2.2 aperture with 120 degrees field of view, and also each pixel has a size of 1.4 microns versus the 1.0 micron on the Note 10 Plus. Galaxy S20 Ultra's larger pixels are going to be able to capture more light, so you are going to get better low light performance. It is perfect for capturing landscape photos. The ultra wide angle camera captures super steady mode. And super steady mode acts like an action cam. It cuts down blur and shakes when you are moving. Similarly, the ultra wide angle camera's large image sensor, sophisticated AI and anti-rolling stabilizer counters camera movement, so your footage turns out to be stable, clear and super smooth. But super steady mode is only available when shooting in full HD. Second, at the heart sits AI Pro Grade primary camera or standard wide angle camera. It has 108 megapixel sensor and f1.8 aperture with a 79 degrees field of view, and each pixel has a size of 0.8 microns, or at 12 megapixel it has a size of 2.4 microns, and it also supports optical image stabilization. The primary camera captures 12 megapixel images by default. This is because Samsung would be using pixel binning technology, which essentially combines information from 9 pixels into 1 pixel to produce sharp, vibrant and colorful images, and also holds a lot of details. You can also shoot at full 108 megapixel resolution that gives impossibly sharp shots, and also breaks the 12 megapixel barrier by giving you millions of more pixels, or 9 times more pixels in each photograph than the most smartphone cameras. This means for the first time you can now pinch in and you can take in other photos from that and it will still be pinch sharp. It is always hard to get great shots at night. For that, the Galaxy S20 Ultra's sensor size of the primary camera is 3 times bigger when compared to what we had in the previous years. Therefore, it can capture 3 times more light for rich colors and contrast. So your shots will be brighter and clearer even in low light. And you can now shoot even more in the night. Apart from above, the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G's dedicated night mode is excellent. It has good exposure, enhances dynamic range, reduces the overall noise and gives sharp and also detailed images. So you can take beautiful photos and videos at night. Not only you can shoot videos with ultra wide angle camera and telephoto camera in the night mode, but also you can shoot up to 10 times zoom in the night mode. And overall, Samsung has one of the best cameras that can take such a beautiful photos in low light even without night mode. And with night mode, it becomes much more effective and impressive. Third, the telephoto camera is a 48 megapixel sensor and f3.5 aperture with a 24 degrees field of view, and also each pixel has a size of 0.8 microns, or at 12 megapixel it has a size of 1.6 microns. And this camera also gets optical image stabilization. It uses prism technology, something that we saw last year on some devices. It will help us to capture distant images in detail. It gives 5 times optical zoom, 10 times hybrid optic zoom and up to 100 times digital zoom. Samsung is branding as space zoom. It is nice to get close to your subject with 100x space zoom, which is pretty insane and lot of fun to use. As you would expect, it won't be getting great looking results here, but it may be useful to take a look at far away objects, which is pretty mind blowing. Nevertheless, somewhere around 30x you are still going to be getting good results, because this phone takes the sharpest images at 30x zoom I have ever seen from a smartphone. Moreover, in video mode you can zoom up to 20 times only, but even though this feature is still amazing. Also, Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G can achieve that 5x optical zoom, and photos taken at this zoom are excellent thanks to a periscope technology. So basically Samsung has added a bunch of lenses that heavily magnifies the image, and this works in the same way that a periscope from a submarine works. And finally, time-of-flight depth vision camera. You won't be doing any shooting through it, but it does help with subject detection when you are taking portrait shots. Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra is one of the best video cameras overall when it comes to Android. It is the first mainstream smartphone that shoots an amazing 8K video at 24 frames per second, and that's awesome. But it's hard to appreciate the benefits unless you have an 8K monitor. The Galaxy S20 Ultra can shoot an awesome 4K video at 60 frames per second with one of the best stabilizations. And 4K video taken during the day looks great as expected, but nighttime footage looks surprisingly outstanding. It benefits from the size of 108 megapixel sensor. With slow motion mode, you can record 1080p video at 240 frames per second. And super slow-mo only supports 720p resolution, so you can record approximately 1 second of video captured at 480 fps and digitally enhance the video to 960 fps with approximately 32 seconds of playback for top-notch cinematic shots. Playback time can be edited in super slow-mo player, so you don't miss the moment while snapping photos. For that, the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra has a brand new feature called 8K Video Snap, where you can record special moments in 8K video and also use 8K video later on to grab some high resolution photos. To do that, just hit the camera app, make sure the video is on 8K mode, and then click on the shutter button. Now let's have a look at some results. Here is a video that was taken in the zoo, and here is a cool shot. And then click on this little icon in the upper left hand corner and you get an amazing 33 megapixel photo of that exact moment. An easy way of getting stunning pics right from your 8K video. The Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra has a brand new mode within the camera app called Single Take. To do that, first open the camera app, select single take mode and then tap the shutter button and move around for up to 10 seconds to capture the whole scene. It's revolutionary AI. You can not only capture multiple photos and videos but also put filters on your images. It makes hyperlapse and even boomerang and more from just one quick video clip. This is so insane that you guys got to try it out, and also perfect to post right away. Once you are done, you get a combination of 10 photos and 4 videos to choose from, and that's it. No more reshooting, no more worrying about how to capture it, or no more struggling to find the perfect angles. Just start recording and Single Take will do it for you, and also you can choose the best style for the moment. Moreover, Single Take is available for both front and back cameras. Not only you have Pro mode, but also you have a Pro Video mode. Pro mode or Pro Video mode is the opposite of Single Take mode. In this Pro Video mode, you can manually adjust various settings like ISO, white balance, shutter speed, focus and exposure according to your liking. And that will help you to take fantastic photos or videos respectively in any lighting conditions. You can protect your phone by preventing others from using your phone without your permission by activating phone protective features. Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G has a total of 5 different authentications like fingerprint sensor and face recognition. These 2 comes in biometric lock type, and also PIN, pattern and password. These 3 comes in non-biometric lock type. The Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G's face recognition works well, but not going to be as secure because it is just using the front-facing camera. So I would recommend using the 3D ultrasonic in-display fingerprint sensor instead. And also I favor this over optical in-display fingerprint scanner. Although they might not be as fast, I still prefer these because they are more secure and they work well. Even though the 3D ultrasonic in-display fingerprint sensor underneath the screen is the same as last year, there are no real substantial improvements, and that is fine. It is still decently fast and responsive one, but it would have been nice if Samsung would have used a larger sensor, or Qualcomm 3D Sonic Max fingerprint sensor with 17x larger surface area, because Qualcomm did unveil that with the Snapdragon 865 chipset. Maybe Samsung is holding out for the next Galaxy Note 20. Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G is secured by Knox and powered by Android is one of the main tagline features of the phone. That means all your photos, videos and data are protected with Knox, and they have also added a secure processor dedicated to protect your PIN, pattern and password too. For all the music fans out there, this brand new feature in the Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G is gonna blow your mind. Let's say you're hosting your brother's birthday party and playing some music on Spotify, but your brother also wants to play some music too. Then all you and your bro have to do is swipe down on notification panel and toggle on music share. And then what it does, it allows your brother's phone to play music by yours into the Bluetooth speaker. So now your brother's phone pauses when you press play on your phone and vice versa. Just like that, you can play music the entire party with your brother. And also what's great about this is it plays music from your bro's Spotify and then jumps back to your Spotify. So you are not controlling the same song, you are playing favorite songs from your own Spotify. Quick Share is the newest feature that you have got on the S20 Ultra, and it is the same as iPhone AirDrop. In this feature, you are going to be able to quickly share files between other Galaxy devices. To activate that, all you and your friend have to do is swipe down on the notification panel and toggle on Quick Share. And then you can share files, images and videos with him. To do that, you have to click on the share icon and you will see the other devices pop up. So tap on that and straight away it will start sharing once your friend accepts the request on his device. Then he will start receiving a file and also get a notification when it is all done. Now he can swipe down on the notification panel to see the file. The one new feature I found interesting in the Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G is the ability to pin apps to the massive amount of RAM and then quick launch up to 5 apps. For that, we need to go into the app switcher here and tap on top of the app and then click on keep open for quick launching option. And that will load app in the RAM which is going to stay there permanently. You don't have to worry about the RAM management closing that down because it is taking the advantage of that huge RAM, and that is nice. The app is truly open in the background, ready to launch instantly. So having that much of RAM on the phone is quite useful. Live caption is another cool feature you have on the Galaxy S20 series, and to initiate it you just click down on the volume button and then you will see the down arrow on the volume slider, and then right over there make sure you toggle on live caption, and now just like that your phone is ready. So what live caption does is it automatically creates captions when any speech is detected from media. Whether it is YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Dailymotion, MetaCafe, Twitter or even just home video, you can use live caption. Moreover, even if you turn off the internet from your phone completely, you will still have access to this live caption and it will still dictate all your media. Also, it will automatically place the caption bar in the center of your screen, but you can move it around anywhere to your liking. So on the Galaxy S20 Ultra, you can enhance your experience whenever you are watching movies on Netflix or watching videos on YouTube or even listening music on Spotify. To activate it, all you have to do is to go to Settings, Advanced Features and scroll down and go to Video Enhancer and enable it. What it does is it enhances the image quality of your videos to enjoy brighter and more vivid colors. Similarly, the other thing you want to do to make sure to get the best audio experiences. First, go to Settings, select Sounds and Vibration, then click on Sound Quality and Effects, and finally make sure Dolby Atmos sound is on. And also, you can pick any one option below as to your liking. Moreover, you can also toggle this option from notification panel, so you can turn it on or off. Not only you can turn it on and off here, but also you can tap on the text or press and hold the icon to access that quick little settings option. And that's how you can enhance your audio and video experience. Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G is IP68 water and dust resistance, but they have tested these devices by submerging in up to 1.5 meters of fresh water for up to 30 minutes, so not advisable for beach and pool use. The Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G is Samsung's highest and most expensive non-foldable flagship smartphone ever. It comes in 12GB of RAM with 128GB of internal storage at $1,399 in the US and £1,199 in the UK. And also it comes in 16GB of RAM with 512GB of internal storage at $1,599 in the US and £1,399 in the UK. In terms of pricing and availability of the Indian unit, I will leave some links in the description below. So if you want that, then go ahead and pick that up. Also, please check the description for more up-to-date pricing information about the S20 lineup and more. I hope you enjoyed the video. So please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring a little bell right next to it so that you don't miss any of the goodness that I share on this channel. Also, be sure to share, like and drop a comment below as well, and let me know what you think of Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G. And as always, thank you for watching. I am Prashant Sawant and I will see you next time.